Okay, team, let's use those Boolean expressions inside of what we call if statements. So here's an example. Let's look at this in Jupyter Notebook. And I'm going to add a line here that says print done, because it can be helpful to track, like, when is that line going to get executed. So I want you to just guess what you think is going to happen. And maybe you're right that it's going to print both B is greater than A and done. I'll shorten that for my next example. Let's look at this in Python Tutor. And now we're going to just focus on the code. So first I define A, then I define B, and then it's going to ask, is B greater than A? And if it is, then it's going to execute line 4. So it is, so it executes line 4, and then it's going to print done. Now I modified the code to ask, is B less than A? So I execute line 1, it defines A, I execute line 2, then it asks, is B less than A? That's going to be false, and what it'll do is it'll totally skip line 4, so it jumps right to line 5. We can also look at this with a flow chart. So there I've got the first two lines. So I set A to be 33 and B to be 200. Then it tests, is B greater than A? If it's true, then it's going to print B is greater. If it's false, and also after if it was done with printing B is greater, they all go to print done. So you can see the if statement creates two paths through my code. And here's just a reminder, we've got to put those, the things inside the if into a block. So you can see here they're indented just like the body of a function. And the example we looked at before had only a single print statement, but we can actually have any number of lines in there. As long as they're indented, we know they're part of the things that would only execute if we execute the if. Sorry, if the if expression evaluates to true, then we execute the stuff in the body of the if. Okay, so we had this code, and we're going to add in an else. So if B is greater than A, we'll print B is greater, we'll execute line 4. And otherwise, so if B is not greater than A, then we're going to execute line 6. Let's look at this in Python Tutor. So we define our variables, then we say, is B greater than A? It is, so we print B is greater, and then we jump all the way down to line 7. Now I flip to the comparison. So we can, again, define our variables. Now we check, is B less than A? It is not. So B less than A is false, so we don't execute line 4, and we jump right to the body of the else. And we would print B is not greater, and then we jump to print done. Let's look at this in a flow chart. So we define our variables, then we're going to check, is B greater than A? If that's true, we're going to print B is greater. If that's false, we're going to print B is not greater, that line 6. And both of them end with a path towards print done. So the one that didn't have an else statement, we still had two paths because we had that if. It just didn't do anything additional on that false path. So that's different than here where we added the else and it had some additional code. And again, we could put multiple lines in here. Last, we're going to look at an example with something called elif. That really is sort of spelling out else if, but we typically write elif. And here, maybe you can guess, there are 3 paths we might take. Let's check it out in Python Tutor. Okay, we define our variables. B is greater than A, so we're going to execute line 4. And then it's going to jump all the way down to done. I'll modify the code so that we have a different outcome at line 3. Okay, now both A and B will be 200. B is greater than A. That's going to be false. So it skips over the body there, and it's going to check the second conditional. So it'll check else if, is A equal to B, or equal to B? It is, so it'll execute line 6, and then it'll skip over entirely the else and jump to the print done. All right, let's look at the last case where I'm able to get it to actually execute line 8. Okay, so now A is 200, B is 33, B is not greater than A. So I skip over line 4 and I go to the else if, and I say, well, is A equal to B? It's not, so I skip over line 6 and I jump right into the body of the else and I execute line 8. And then, like all of them, I end on line 9. Okay, let's look how we can visualize this one. So I've got my variables. Then I check, is B greater than A? That's on line 3. If that's true, I say B is greater. Once that one's done, it's going to go directly to line 9 and print done. If the B is greater than A had been false, then I would have gone and checked, is A equal to B? If that was true, I would say A and B are equal, and that would jump directly to line 9. And last, if that A equal B was false, it would print A is greater, and then that would also go to line 9.